All right, so I got my words on there more secure, and I put a lot more glue and glued on that little gray rectangle more securely. And I think everything else, this maybe I'll snag a little bit of glue under there in a little bit. But anyway, so this is all nice and secure. So what I have to decide is, do I want to put some of these sequins on? So there's a turquoise color, there's gold, there are two pinks. There's a magenta pink and there's a lighter pink. The green, the navy, I think, oh, and some silver. Okay, so my first thought is, what about gold? Because there is this yellow-orange color happening in here. So part of what I recognize that I do often is I will put something on either side of where I have words. So I'll just start there because I know it's something that I generally like. Okay, so there's some gold on either side of the word. So what I'm looking at is, number one, do I like the gold color? I'm looking at that. And I do. It feels soft to me. Do I like it on the end of this string of words? And I do like that. The next thing I'm asking myself is it fighting for dominance over that little bird? So that's something that I have to think about if that is. So for right now, let's pretend that I'm saying no, that it's okay to have some bling on here. I'm okay with some bling. Let's change this out to the pink color and see what I think. So my initial thought is the magenta I'm not going to like. That it's I've got red here and I've got a rosy pink here. And I'm thinking I'm not going to like the magenta. So let's just try it out. And I can test it. If I can get this sequin up. Fighting with my art supplies today. Okay, so it's not as dominant as I feared it would be. However, my eye is really pulled towards it, probably because pink is my favorite color. If I had to choose one, it would be pink in all kinds of shades, right? So my eye goes there because I love pink. So I think that's why I'm noticing it. So I'm feeling it's a little bit too much. I liked the gold in terms of the softness better. Let's try the light pink and then try the silver and see what's happening here. Here's two silvers. We'll just do that one first because I got it and it's cooperating with me. Maybe that's a sign. So there's the silver. Silver's okay. It's not doing anything for me. And how about the light pink then? And of course, I think the light pink is pretty because I like pink. But you know, if I'm going to put sequins, I think for my personal preference, I like the gold in this position better. So now what I need to decide is if I'm going to use sequins, do I want to use them at the ends of the words, or is there someplace else I could put them that would somehow encourage me to look at this little bird rather than at the long, because this is creating a line. Remember we talked about line? This is creating a line, and there's this red line here, and there's a red line here, and there's a red line here. These are all very dominant in this composition. Line, line, line. And that's okay. That's not a problem. but this is not what I want my focal point to be. I want my focal point to be that little bird. So my thought now is there a way that I could encourage my eye to come back to that little bird? So like, remember I had the 2 gold sequins here. What if I put the gold sequins one on top of the other this way instead? Now it's not right where the bird is. However, it's closer to the bird than when I had the sequins on the ends. Does that make sense? So my eye doesn't have to make much of a jump to come back and look at this bird. However, I still want to look at whatever it is the sequins are framing. That's what I want to look at rather than looking at that bird. I want my bird to be my focal point, okay? So I could put a sequin there. And now I've got this bit of shiny glimmer, and it's right where my focal point of my bird is, right? This is directing my eye to come back here. Ooh, there's this little shiny thing. What's this little shiny thing? And that's bringing my eye back to look at that bird. So I think even though I really like framing words with the sequins, I would like doing that, or with like little sparkly gemstones or something like that, the tiny little ones. It is something that I do a lot and I love it. But in this case, I really want my bird. I want my bird to be the focal point. So there's gold on the bird. Let's see what pink looks like on the bird. I feel like the pink is becoming more dominant than the bird now. The silver, I'm not big on the silver. I think I'm liking the gold. So I think that's what I'll do. I think I will put a tiny little dot of glue, and I will bring that sequin right up here on top of this heart, because that's going to direct my eye to come back to that little bird. And again, I'm not going to use a glue stick. I'm going to use a heavier glue. And for things like these little sequins, I don't like using that. That's a lot of glue. I don't like using that clear, the clear glue that I used on the fabric, because it has like these gooey strings. I feel like I have less control, although I really blobbed out a really big thing of glue there. But anyway, okay. So that will just need to dry. But I really like this. I think this turned out very sweet. I like that. Storytelling heart, beautiful hope.